Welcome to Business and Pulse. And I'm so happy that you're here today. We have a really interesting theme, which is all about how you can reclaim your attention. Because attention is our most important currency today. It's your most important currency, it's my most important currency, and it's something that you need to master with precision because we are more distracted now than ever. So many different outlets are fighting for your attention. They're fighting to get your attention, to get you to buy, to get you to look at something, to consume. And if you don't know how to manage this, it will inflict and affect all of your business decisions and private decisions on a daily basis. So, my name is Anna Bosniak, and I'm glad to have you here today. I would love to hear where you are located and where you're listening from. So, write a comment, say hello in the comments, and this Business and Pulse will be 20 minutes. So, short, sweet, and to the point. But you will get three very good insights or tools. I would even call them insights that will help you to eradicate noise, get back to that clarity, both professionally and privately, and also get into a particular CEO shift. So, very glad to have you here. And hi, Lynn. Nice to have you here. Let's go into the first insight. And I bet you're here. Hi, Margareta. Hi, Habib. I bet you're here today to find out how you can minimize noise in your life. And this is something that it's a bit tricky to handle since we have our devices and our screens available at all times. And the normal thing is to be connected, to be available. That's what's normalized in our society. And the not as normal thing is to actually take time off, not to be present all the time, not to be available all the time, to treasure and take care of your attention as the most important asset. That's not considered normal. And I know this for myself, but I also know this with clients that I'm working with, founders, leaders such as yourself, that are trying to minimize all the impressions they get on a daily basis. Because one thing we need to remember here is that we choose how much and when we consume, and we choose what we choose to consume. And also, this is a matter of training oneself to be more present in what you choose to take in. And I'm not only talking about impressions or input, daily input, I'm also talking about what you choose to take in from your environment, the people you surround yourself with, the people you collaborate with, your friends, all these different layers of impressions. So I want you to ask yourself today this question: what on your calendar is just noise? Take a moment, close your eyes, take a breath, one present breath for yourself, and just ask yourself, what on my calendar right now is just noise? It's not bringing me forward, it's not resulting in any specific outcomes, and it doesn't give me joy or this force of life. And we're going to do this in this way. I'm going to ask you questions. This is like a mini workshop, and you're going to be able to reflect here and now, because I know what happens if you don't do it here and now, it won't happen. So after every insight, you will get the chance to reflect for 1 minute or so and take a breath and feel. So when you leave these 20 minutes, you know what to do next. Does that sound good? Write a yes in the comments if it sounds good and if you're on board. And think about this. What is just noise? Because why am I asking you to do this? Well, it's because your calendar is a reflection of your priorities, but also of your values. When I look at a client's calendar, it says a lot about this person that I have in front of me. It says a lot about how they take care of their time, what is important in their business and lives, how they take care of this white space. I often look for white space in their calendar. If there's not any white space or very little white space, I know already that the person is probably quite shattered. And you know what I mean by shattered? That you're all over the place, but nowhere at the same time. That's what I mean with a shattered brain, a shattered mind that has impression fatigue, that has too much up there that doesn't get to come out on a paper or that doesn't get processed. It's just sitting here. So eventually you feel like your head is gigantic, enormous, but it doesn't have any outlet. It doesn't have anywhere to go. So, in regards to the calendar, that's why I ask everybody to take a look at their calendar and see, does this calendar, the way it looks this week and the past 2, 3 weeks, does this reflect the kind of leader, CEO I want to be? Does this reflect the kind of leader or CEO or entrepreneur that I want to be, that I perceive myself to be? And if it doesn't, it's time to start doing small, small adjustments. And often when I work with clients, I don't want to add anything onto their life, onto their plate. I want to subtract. That's the whole point here. Subtract to be able to get that clarity and to be able to think clearly and more profoundly, not on a shallow state of thinking, from a reactive state of thinking, which is something very, very easy to get into if you don't cultivate that Zen mind. So, the next question I want to ask you is, when did you last take a decision, make a decision from a clear mind? And what do I mean by a clear mind? A mind that is not stressed, a mind that is not overwhelmed, a mind that is not reactive or looking on the other side, what's happening, looking at what others are doing. A completely clear, calm, grounded mind. So think for yourself, 1 minute. Think for yourself, when was the last time you took a decision from a clear state of mind, whether it be in your business, your profession, or privately, when you felt like, okay, made this decision in the right state of mind. I didn't hurry, I didn't press it, I didn't rush it. I actually took a step back and paused before I made the decision. So close your eyes and take a present breath and start asking yourself this question. When did I last time make a decision, business wise or private, from a clear, calm, grounded, non reactive state of mind. And let that question arise. The answer might not come up today during Business and Pulse, but it will come up if you ask the question and if you slow down a little and let the answer come to you before going on to the next thing. So I want to know, a lot of people, a lot of clients ask me how I manage to be as digital and as present in podcasts, social media, live sessions, digital classes, but at the same time manage to have a lot of offline time. And this is a burning question. How can you get the best from two worlds? How can you have a strong online presence? No matter what your objective is, you might not be building a personal brand such as myself, but you might want to start going more out there, being more out there for some dream or vision you have coming up. But how can you do that in a sustainable way without overstretching yourself, without feeling that you need to be on all the time? Is this question relevant for you? Do you recognize yourself in it? Write a yes in the comments or do a thumbs up emoji so I know that this is highly relevant for you, or else we're going to go into something else. So that's the burning question. How can you get the best from two worlds, having this harmony between online presence and offline, going back into yourself, recalibrating, taking yourself back before you go into the playing field again and give and interact and show up? What I usually say is that I don't really believe in having another app to make this happen. So, having an app that actually makes it harder for you, I don't think that's the solution. Because if you're using your screens or your social media or your phone too much, it's just a symptom. It's not the real problem. So, the best way I would let you start with is to actually start training being without the devices. So, start training to be and live and do things in your everyday life and business without devices. And always start small. Because if you do this into a big project, if you do it too big from the start, you will feel you haven't been able to accomplish it. You will feel like it's a failure. So that won't be motivating you to get offline. So start very small. You can start by turning your phone on. For example, 30 minutes a day. So 30 minutes a day. And when I say turn it off, I don't mean flight mode. I don't mean having it 1 meter from you. I mean put it off, completely off. And then you put it in a drawer or in your wardrobe, somewhere where you cannot see it. This is important. Out of sight, out of mind. So, this is most often how I start training with clients that want to minimize their screen time, that want to minimize noise of different kinds. This is how we start this training. And we don't do this because it's a digital detox or because it's trendy or because of how we know that it affects our focus, effectivity, and brain. No, we do this to create space and to create space, white space, to take better business decisions and to be a more calm, grounded, and present leader or entrepreneur. Because this with presence is becoming a scarcity. I don't know about you, but I find it that the more the years go and the more emerging technology, the more connected we are, the harder it becomes to actually talk to a person that is fully present, that is fully there. Because I don't know, you probably recognize this when you start talking to someone, be it in a business meeting or a private setting. Sometimes you're talking to the person, they're standing in front of you, but you feel that their eyes, their view, their look is not fully there. It's like their brain is somewhere else. It's like they're looking right through you when you're communicating. Do you recognize this? And it's not only in the person you're talking to, you can be that person as well. And this is what happens when you don't have presence, when you're not present in what you're doing at that particular moment of time. So I wanted to ask you the next and the last question of today, which I want you really, really to reflect upon. Give yourself this 30 seconds to really reflect so you actually don't go to a live or to a masterclass or to a keynote speak and you take in everything, but you don't do anything about it. Because if you want to become a more present leader, step into your CEO identity, be that unshakable, clear minded leader that I know you are, you need to start doing things radically different. So I'm putting up the question. Please share. First, ask yourself. And when you have asked yourself, share one thing you're letting go of after this 20-minute live. It can be an area of work. It can be a client that you know is not aligned with you anymore, but you're keeping that client just in case because you're afraid there won't be coming in more. It can be something you have taken upon yourself, be it private or business wise, that you know you shouldn't have, that you know that you don't have the space or the mental bandwidth for, but you said yes to it anyway. So, those are some examples which I'm sure you can relate to. So I want you to do the last reflection, introspection question and ask yourself and share in the comments. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. So now you have had reflection, 3 different reflective questions that I know will help you go forward as you create a more simplistic, minimalistic way of living and working. I usually call this the simplicity standard. And the more you simplify, the more you scale off, be it noise, be it impressions, the more bandwidth you get back in your brain, the more space you reclaim that you can do so much better and bigger things with, that you can put on your energy on these things that you have been postponing or wanting to do, but there hasn't been any space in that calendar or in your life to do so. So I want to leave you with this today, and a big thank you for coming today. I will be doing these business and pulses now and again to disrupt thought patterns and to make you shake you so you start thinking and doing differently than what you have been doing up until this moment. I wish you a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you again shortly. Take care.